Okay, everybody, we're going to show how to use the ECompliance software to do the behavior-based observation piece on ECompliance. So using your phone, you go to the ECompliance um, icon, then you go up here and pick a form, that form icon, then you go to Forms, then I'm going to pick here the behavior-based observation. So the behavior-based observation looks like this, and you just need to fill out all the documentation. So we need to fill out any of the items in here, and so right now it's just picking one business unit. Also has the location, and you can hit that refresh software. Scrolling down, it has today's date, so it should be the date, the time you actually do it. The client, and I can put a client in here, so Rogers, employees present. I'm going to use Craig Barker just as a name. Except I can't type. That's the number if you had a vehicle. So then it's then what are you observing in terms of the work observed? Installing a compressor. And you can take a picture of that or add other notes in there if you like. And then initial actions in terms of are the eyes on the task and the mind on the task by looking at the worker, and if they look like they're working safe, then you would check that. And we're looking for positive things. If you feel it's at risk, then you would click on the at risk. They're not rushing; they're working in a safe, controlled manner. Then you would click on that. Their balance, traction, grip, and stalling is okay. You'd click on that. Now, the position of the people in terms of striking, or struck by, or caught, or falling, or anything like that, in terms of in the line of fire, in terms of different pieces of energy-related pieces. If that's okay, then that's safe. Are they wearing the PPE and all required in terms of doing this work and the compressor change-out? Are the safeguards in place, or is there any at risk? Workplace design, physical layout in terms of strength, extension, conflicting. It mean is able to do the work in a safe manner and not in a very awkward position and so forth. Critical procedures including lockout and tagout, any trenching, confined space, hydro or pneumatic testing, and so on. Hot taps, toxic gas. Is that being done in a safe manner? The body mechanics, ergonomics in terms of lifting, bending, and twisting. Compressors are heavy, so are they doing that in a way that is not going to hurt their back or use repetitive stress and so on, and lifting it in a proper manner. If you want to make comments on that, you can say using two persons to lift. Repetitive motions and rotating forearms, and so are they doing that in a safe manner? Reaching, pulling, and pushing. Is there anything at risk there? I clicked it at risk. Maybe they could fall backwards if they're reaching in or what have you. But I put that at risk as an example. Standing, sitting, and so on. Comfortable versus an awkward positioning. Procedures and standards: available, adequate, understood. Followed, including documentation in regards to how to do the work. If they have safe work procedures, they've referred to those. Is the place orderly? If they're doing this on a rooftop, do they have cords across the way? Are they going to trip on gas pipe and so forth? Keep that in mind. Tools and equipment pre-use inspection. Have they looked at any of their hand tools and so on that are electrically operated? Are they correct for the task, not using a knife to pry things open? Safe use and so forth. So observation in terms of a positive observation. So we're looking for good things done. Working properly to the task. Reinforcement. Reinforcement was what was said. Reviewed the observation with the technician. Is there anything that they need to do differently in terms of anything at risk? Watch out for trip hazards. Again, observation 2, safe at risk observations and so on, reinforcement, any corrective action needed, and so forth. Again, there's just other things that you can add in terms of specific tasks that they were doing, and then what was good, and then what maybe they could think about in terms of following up on. We can add in here possibly the notion of, taking care to lift compressor reinforcement in terms of what was said. Use 2 persons at all times, if that was the case. So they maybe all that we need. So we put in their observer's name. And then we add in our signature. And I could sign it that way. Save. And target 0 entry, and then we're going to go done. Submit for signature. And that's complete.